What I'm gonna do is start out here with dry active yeast. I actually keep this in my refrigerator. It gets really hot here in Jordan and I don't want it to get ruined, so I usually just stick it in the fridge. And then I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of warm room temperature water, and we're just gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna come back. While I wait for the yeast to proof, I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour here, and I'm gonna mix it with about a tablespoon, yes, I'm not measuring, about a tablespoon of salt, and I'm just gonna mix this together. I like to use a fork or you can use a whisk to just make sure that the salt is incorporated in here. Now that my yeast has proofed, I am gonna pour it in the mixture with my flour, and I'm gonna start to mix it with a wooden spoon. So alternatively, I'm doing this the manual way because I haven't gotten myself a KitchenAid mixer here in Jordan. But what you're gonna do is start to stir it together manually with a wooden spoon, and then I'm gonna start to take my hands to this. Do you see how sticky this is getting? And I'm gonna start to knead it with my hands for just a few minutes. Not really knead, you want it to get like this shaggy consistency, and we're gonna try and form it into a ball so that we can get it ready. Before you start working the dough, you want to coat your hands in some flour, and we're not kneading, okay? You can knead with your KitchenAid mixer, but honestly, this is just too much manual labor for me. So we're just gonna try and create a ball shape with our hands. So just stay tuned while I continue to do this. And that's okay if you have some extra pieces that are not sticking to the dough. That is totally fine. Remember, it doesn't look that big right now, but it's going to double at least in size when we leave it to rest. All right, now that we worked it, we got this nice little round shape. Now, here you have a few options. You can, if you don't have an Instant Pot, what I would do is put it in a clean bowl. I would make sure it's floured, and then I am a little bit impatient, so I'm gonna do mine in the Instant Pot. So I already went ahead and prepared the bowl of my Instant Pot with some oil and some flour, and this is just parchment paper or baking paper. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take my ball right here and place it on the inside, and then I'm gonna show you how we can double this in size in 4 hours in the Instant Pot. Stay tuned. So you can see here, I put my bowl in my Instant Pot. It is off now, and I don't use very many functions of the Instant Pot more than like pressure cooking, but this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure it's set to sealing, and then I'm actually gonna use the yogurt feature. It's already set to 4 hours because the last time I used this, I made this bread as well. So set to 4 hours, and then we're gonna come back, check back in 4 hours, and it's going to be at least doubled in size. So countdown begins. I want to take a minute here to talk about one of the key parts of making this bread, and that is using a Dutch oven. So what is a Dutch oven? It's basically a cast iron pot where the pot itself and the cover are both cast iron. So if you don't have a cast iron pot or pan, what you're gonna need is an oven safe pot or pan with an oven safe cover. So something that can take up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees Celsius, because that's how hot this is gonna get. And what we're gonna do, and this is key, we are gonna heat this oven or, Dutch oven pot without the cover for as long as it takes for the oven to heat up, because we want this to be nice and warm so we can get that nice crispiness to the bread. All right, fam, you'll see it says yogurt. My 4 hours are done. So I'm just gonna turn this off. You'll see it never actually came to pressure because it's yogurt mode. I'm gonna switch it to venting anyway because that's just a habit that I have. So if you do this manually, as in not in the Instant Pot, you're gonna get the same results, but a little bit more time. Look at how much this has puffed up. I'm actually gonna keep it in here because I gotta go take Biba to get some training. And then when I get back, I'm gonna show you guys how to bake the bread. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. So I'm back, my dough is done. My surface that I'm gonna work on is floured. My hands are floured. And now I'm gonna roll out, it's hard to see, but it's a bit sticky, my dough. And I'm going to form another ball with it actually, so that it's a bit sticky, you can see. I can put it in my Dutch oven for baking. And I'm going to form another ball with it actually, so that it's a bit sticky, you can see. I can put it in my Dutch oven for baking. My Dutch oven is heating up like I explained before. Now, if you were to add anything to the dough, this is when you would do it. So my Dutch oven is heating. I'm just gonna work this into a ball and let it rest for a little while until my oven is heated. And then we're gonna bake this baby. All right, so I heated up my Dutch oven with my oven, and I used my fun little oven gloves, which I got from Sur La Table. I will put the link in the swipe up. Anyway, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put parchment paper in here, and then I'm gonna add in my roll. I'm being extra careful here because it is hot. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of flour here on the bottom. I'm gonna take my roll. I know this looks kind of weird. Make sure it's rounded out. And I'm just gonna place it in here. Ooh. I'm gonna put the cap on. And then I'm gonna take my roll. I know this looks kind of weird. Make sure it's rounded out. And I'm just gonna place it in here. Ooh. I'm gonna put the cap on. And then we're gonna bake this beautiful babe for 30 minutes. Easy peasy. Don't forget, it's so hot. I'm using my gloves. Just gonna stick this in the oven. You can't really see. And then 30 minutes. All right, it's been 30 minutes that this has been in the oven. We're gonna take it out carefully. Show you what this looks like. Gorgeous. Now we want it to brown, so we're gonna take the cover off. We're gonna put it back in for 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful and so brown. And just be careful because it's still hot. Isn't this the most beautiful loaf of bread you've ever seen? Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so